Hi, uh, day 97, it's another sort of update. Um, I have had a couple of difficult periods the last few days, at night usually, when, because I think it's the full moon, because it's the full moon in Cancer. The moon rules in Cancer, the moon's connected with Satan and stuff, so, and it's been at night, it's been right in the middle of the night, around sort of like 3, 4 o'clock in the morning, 5 o'clock. Um, there's two nights in a row I just had some difficult times around that time. Today it seems to have calmed down. I'm not having any problems today. When I say difficult, I mean difficult. One of the things about it is like, what I tend to do when I start feeling like this is go for a walk and like walk it off, like process it while I'm walking. I just find that's a good way of like dealing with the if I'm getting like really negative sort of mood swings and stuff, then it's good to go out and walk it off. Um, Another thing about tying all this stuff together, and how for me how I get past these dark periods, is to and this actually I did leave a link to some guy's video earlier on in the series that you probably should have watched anyway, and he's talking about how the most successful people in life, whatever happens to them, they integrate it into this whole big picture of, it was meant to happen kind of thing. Everything that happens to you is happens for a reason. So for me, like these dark periods that I've been through lately, in a way, it's kind of like burning away my negative karma. It's like going through this sort of dark period of like, incredibly uncomfortable. But having come out the other side of it, it's like I almost feel, like the opposite. It's like the pendulum has swung back, and I'm feeling like really good. And it's like, how was I feeling so bad? I mean, what was I thinking to make me feel so bad? It almost doesn't make sense. It's like two different people. Okay. Yeah, but I think this is like kind of really important for making progress. You've got to accept all impressions. Um, you know, and don't reject it. If you reject any of it, then you're rejecting part of yourself. You can't be whole. So to be whole, you have to deal with all this, the bad stuff as well as the good stuff. I mean, if you get all the good stuff, it's great. It's wonderful and that. And even though it was only a few hours, it almost seems like an eternity, because I get into like a mood where it feels like things can't progress forward, and I'm stuck, and it almost seems as though there's no way out of it, and it's like, I'll be thinking things like, I want to close my channel down and stuff like that, and I just want to forget all this nonsense. Oh dear. So I think it's kind of partly, if what makes the journey real. If you didn't have difficult parts that, things to overcome on the journey, the journey it wouldn't be real. So part of doing this work is to acknowledge all these difficult things and integrate them, so that they become part of who you are. It connects with the sphere of severity, and, it's like these trials. Um, the trials of shaman they're often extremely perturbing and like, very, very difficult indeed, and practically life threatening. Even if they're not physically life threatening, they can be like spiritually life threatening. That's part and parcel of it all. Dealing with that kind of stuff, and integrating it all into your being. You know. If some people aren't prepared to deal with the really negative stuff, I feel that they just can't really move forward. You know, they're not really um, facing up to who they really are, and they can't move forward. Dealing with your demons, you know, acknowledging them, facing up to them, and accepting that everything that happens to you is happens for a reason, and these things they don't just happen for no reason, you know. And it's all good. It's all in the whole process and the picture of things. They're like all the ingredients in a recipe, you know, that you need. You can't just leave one ingredient out. It connects with the idea of this concept of the perfume. There's traditional perfumes that were made, and they might still do it. I'm not too sure, but some of the best perfumes have got something in there that smells horrible, and it's just a little bit of something that smells horrible, and it activates all the other good stuff. And if you haven't got that little bit of something in there that smells bad on its own, the rest of the perfume doesn't work anywhere near as well. So you just have this small, tiny little ingredient of something that smells bad, and it makes the whole perfume, all the other ingredients in the perfume, like much more. You know? It's a bit like, you know, if you put chili in, you know, a little bit of chili in some food, like, you know, the chili on its own is going to be really unpleasant, or salt on its own is going to be unpleasant, or a lot of ingredients on their own are going to be, you know, not very nice. But you put them all together, and then you've got something really special. That's kind of what it is, you know. It's about embracing the whole and integrating it all, seeing that everything's there for the best possible reasons, even the dark stuff, even the most miserable, horrible, evil stuff. It all adds to the whole of everything, and it's all got its place. And the reason I'm mentioning this and going on about it is because I feel that if you don't deal with these, if you don't take that kind of attitude, and this is the attitude of people that are successful, right? They look at everything as though it was meant to be. It's all helping them, you know, on their path and leading them to where they need to go. You know, making the journey as you know, just perfect. And you need those dark places to go through. You have to go through the darkness and as part of the journey. You know, if you didn't have those dark periods to go through, it would ultimately it would be a shallow thing. It wouldn't really mean anything. So it's to me, it's like it's a great thing, especially when you've overcome, you've been through, and you've just gone through a dark period, and you've overcome it. You feel like you've burnt through some karma, and you feel like a cleaner, more whole person. And yeah, you get what I'm saying here, don't you? Good.